Steven, a Smith just dropped a truth bomb on Angel Reese that has the entire WNBA fanbase in absolute chaos, and this wasn't your typical sports debate. This was a complete destruction that left Angel's Michael Jordan comparison in shambles. When one of ESPN's most powerful voices decides to publicly demolish your entire narrative, you know things have gotten serious. The man who never holds back just went nuclear on Angel Reese's delusions of grandeur, and the fallout is still spreading across social media like wildfire. The timing couldn't be more brutal for Angel. Just days after posting another disappointing performance where she managed only 4 points, yes, 4 lonely points, she's now facing the harshest reality check of her career. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, who's been dealing with her own injury struggles this 2025 season, is still generating more buzz from the sidelines than Angel is on the court. The contrast is becoming impossible to ignore, and Stephen A. just made sure nobody could look away. If you think Angel Reese deserves this reality check, drop a fire emoji in the comments right now, and let's see how many of you agree with Stephen A.'s brutal takedown. What triggered this explosive confrontation was something so outrageous that even seasoned sports journalists couldn't believe it. During a recent interview, the conversation turned to Angel Reese's future in the league, and that's when someone dropped the bombshell. Apparently, there's been talk about Angel Reese becoming the Michael Jordan of the WNBA. Not Caitlin Clark, not Aja Wilson, not any of the actual MVPs dominating the league, but Angel Reese. Stephen A.'s reaction was instant and devastating. He didn't just disagree, he systematically dismantled every single aspect of this comparison with the precision of a surgeon. The numbers don't lie, and Stephen A. made sure everyone heard them loud and clear. Angel Reese is currently averaging numbers that wouldn't even get you a starting spot on most teams, let alone put you in the conversation with Michael Jordan. Her shooting percentage from close range is absolutely horrific. We're talking about missing layups at a rate that's almost statistically impossible for a professional basketball player. She's been blocked 20 times this season while only making 21 field goals. That's not dominance, that's embarrassment wrapped in false confidence. But here's where things get even more interesting. The latest reports from January 2025 show that Angel's playing time has been steadily decreasing, and her coach Teresa Weatherspoon has been diplomatically avoiding questions about Angel's role on the team moving forward. Sources close to the Chicago Sky organization are whispering about tension in the locker room, with veteran players reportedly frustrated by the attention Angel receives despite her lackluster production. One anonymous player allegedly said that Angel treats rebounds like Instagram posts. She celebrates them more than she contributes to actual wins. Stephen A. didn't stop at the statistics. He went after the entire narrative that Angel Reese has built around herself. The Bayou Barbie persona, the social media presence, the constant self-promotion, all of it came under fire. He pointed out that while Angel is busy crafting her image and talking about her brand, players like Caitlin Clark are actually revolutionizing the game. Even with Caitlin dealing with injury setbacks in early 2025, her impact on the Indiana Fever and the league as a whole remains undeniable. The Fever's recent acquisition of Sophie Cunningham has only strengthened their roster, creating a powerhouse team that's leaving Chicago in the dust. The comparison to Michael Jordan isn't just wrong, it's insulting to everyone who understands basketball. Jordan didn't just grab rebounds, he dominated every aspect of the game. He didn't need to tell people he was great. His 6 championships spoke for themselves. Angel Reese comparing herself to MJ is like a community theater actor claiming they're the next Meryl Streep. The delusion is so strong that even her biggest supporters are starting to distance themselves. What makes this situation even more fascinating is the timing. The 2025 WNBA season has already seen its share of drama, but this might be the biggest story yet. Angel's recent game against the Indiana Fever was supposed to be her statement performance. With national television coverage and all eyes on the court, she had the perfect opportunity to silence her critics. Instead, she delivered a performance so underwhelming that even the commentators struggled to find positive things to say. 4 points, 12 rebounds, and enough missed layups to create a low-light reel that's already gone viral. The social media reaction has been absolutely savage. Fans are creating memes faster than Angel can miss layups, which is saying something. One viral tweet read, "Angel Reese thinks she's MJ, but plays like she's wearing his shoes from Space Jam, the ones that stole his powers." Another fan posted a side-by-side comparison of Jordan's career highlights versus Angel's recent lowlights. and the contrast is painful to watch. Even TikTok creators are getting in on the action, with compilation videos of her missed shots set to comedic music reaching millions of views. But wait, it gets worse for Angel. Recent reports suggest that endorsement deals are starting to dry up. Brands that were initially attracted to her personality and social media following are reportedly reconsidering their partnerships. One major sportswear company allegedly pulled out of negotiations after seeing her recent performances. Marketing executives are realizing that personality without performance doesn't sell sneakers. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's endorsement portfolio continues to grow despite her current injury status, proving that real talent always wins in the end. The racial dynamics of this situation haven't been ignored either. Stephen A. addressed the elephant in the room, acknowledging that some of the criticism Angel faces is unfairly motivated by factors beyond basketball. However, he made it crystal clear that her poor performance and delusional self-assessment transcend any of those issues. Bad basketball is bad basketball, regardless of who's playing it. He emphasized that using legitimate social issues as a shield against valid criticism is doing a disservice to the real conversations that need to happen in sports. What's particularly striking about Stephen A's takedown is how he contrasted Angel's approach with other successful players in the league. He highlighted how A'ja Wilson dominates without the theatrics, how Breanna Stewart lets her game speak for itself, and how even younger players are showing more maturity and basketball IQ than Angel. The message was clear: greatness doesn't need to announce itself every 5 minutes on social media. The Chicago Sky organization finds itself in an impossible position. They've invested heavily in Angel Reese as the face of their franchise, but the returns are diminishing faster than her shooting percentage. Team insiders are reportedly discussing potential trades, though Angel's current value is so low that finding a willing partner might be challenging. One executive allegedly joked that they'd have to include draft picks just to get someone to take her contract. Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever are thriving with their roster built around actual talent. Caitlin Clark's court vision, Aaliyah Boston's dominance in the paint, and now Sophie Cunningham's veteran leadership have created a team that's positioned for championship contention. The contrast between Indiana's team-first mentality and Chicago's drama-filled locker room couldn't be more stark. It's like comparing a well-oiled machine to a reality TV show set. The psychological aspect of this situation is fascinating to observe. Sports psychologists are weighing in on Angel's apparent disconnect between perception and reality. One expert suggested that she might be suffering from what they call highlight syndrome, when a player becomes so focused on creating memorable moments that they forget the fundamentals of actually playing basketball. The constant need for validation through social media has created a feedback loop where likes and comments matter more than points and wins. Recent footage from Chicago Sky practices shows Angel looking increasingly isolated from her teammates. Body language experts have analyzed the videos, noting how other players seem to avoid passing to her in certain situations, possibly due to her tendency to force bad shots. The team chemistry issues are becoming impossible to hide, and Stephen A's public criticism has only amplified the internal tensions. If you think Stephen A. Smith was right to call out Angel Reese's delusions, hit that subscribe button right now and join the conversation about the WNBA's biggest controversy. The financial implications of Angel's struggles extend beyond just her personal brand. The Chicago Sky's attendance numbers have been declining, with fans growing tired of watching a team built around hype rather than substance. Ticket sales for their recent home games have been disappointing, and the organization is reportedly concerned about the long-term damage to their fan base. When your supposed franchise player is scoring 4 points in crucial games, it's hard to convince people to spend their money on tickets. What makes this entire situation even more absurd is Angel's response to the criticism. Instead of acknowledging her shortcomings and working to improve, she's doubled down on social media, posting cryptic messages about haters and staying true to herself. This victim mentality is exactly what Stephen A. called out: the refusal to accept responsibility and the constant deflection of legitimate criticism. Great players use criticism as fuel to improve. Angel uses it as content for her Instagram stories. The technical breakdown of Angel's game is even more damning than the statistics suggest. Film analysis shows that she consistently makes the wrong decisions in crucial moments. Her shot selection is questionable at best, often forcing contested attempts when teammates are wide open. Her footwork in the post is sloppy, leading to travels and offensive fouls at an alarming rate. These aren't just bad habits, they're fundamental flaws that should have been corrected years ago. Industry insiders are now questioning whether Angel Reese was ever as good as advertised, or if she was simply a product of a system that maximized her limited skill set in college. The transition to the professional level has exposed every weakness in her game. And unlike other players who've adapted and improved, Angel seems to be regressing. Some scouts are privately admitting they completely misread her potential, focusing too much on her personality and not enough on her actual basketball abilities. The conversation has also sparked a broader debate about the WNBA's marketing strategy. By promoting players based on personality and social media presence rather than on-court performance, the league might be setting itself up for embarrassment when those players fail to deliver. Stephen A. argued that the WNBA needs to focus on basketball first and entertainment second if it wants to be taken seriously as a professional sports league. As we move deeper into the 2025 season, the gap between Angel Reese's self-perception and reality continues to widen. Her latest interview, where she claims she's just getting started and that her best basketball is ahead of her, was met with widespread mockery. Fans are wondering what exactly she's been doing up until now if she hasn't even started playing her best basketball yet. The ultimate irony in all of this is that Angel Reese had every opportunity to prove Stephen A. wrong. She had the platform, the attention, and the chances to show that she deserved to be mentioned among the league's elite. Instead, she's become a cautionary tale about what happens when hype exceeds ability, when social media followers matter more than field goal percentage, and when delusion replaces dedication. Stephen A. Smith's destruction of Angel Reese wasn't just about basketball. It was about accountability, reality, and the danger of believing your own hype. In a league filled with genuinely talented players who work tirelessly to perfect their craft, Angel Reese stands out for all the wrong reasons. She's become the poster child for everything wrong with modern sports culture. The emphasis on brand over ability, style over substance, and excuses over excellence. The question now isn't whether Angel Reese can recover from this public humiliation, but whether she even recognizes that she needs to. Until she accepts that 4-point performances and missed layups aren't the path to greatness, she'll continue to be the punchline rather than the headline. Stephen A. Smith didn't just expose Angel Reese, he held up a mirror to show her exactly what everyone else has been seeing all along. The truth hurts, but delusion hurts worse. And Angel Reese is learning that lesson the hard way.